Do you have smoke coming from the bottom of your mower deck? I'm totally kidding. So anyway, today I'm going to be doing another Husqvarna riding mower repair. It's one that I am very familiar with, and so are you. So if you are tired of watching these repairs, believe me, I am just as tired as you are from doing them. I will be replacing another mandrel on the mower deck of our riding mower. I wanted to do another video because there are some people who are asking some questions about certain parts of doing this. So I wanted to better address them, and I figured why not just do another video. One of the things I wanted to show in this video is how I removed this top nut, which holds the pulley in place, because that seems to be an issue that is holding some people up. The other thing that I wanted to do on this repair this particular time is normally I've jacked the mower up. I've done it with the mower deck on the mower in the first video. Second video I jacked the mower up and I had taken off the mower deck. This time I'm not going to jack up the mower at all, but I am going to remove the mower deck, and then we'll do our mandrel repair. So, or spindle assembly, whatever you want to call this thing. So again, I've done several of these videos. This one will be slightly different. And if you're actually watching this because you Googled search for how to make this repair, I hope this time I actually explain things a little better for you. Removing the deck is pretty easy. Just gotta remove these pins underneath. Make sure you set aside your washers and don't drop those. I dropped one last time, I had to replace it. So you've got one of these on each side. This is only on this side, I don't know what it is. And then somewhere up under here, you've got another one tucked back in there. There we go. The left side, you do have another little pin up here. Let's see, I can get. Now once you get all of your pins off, just kind of lift and slide these brackets out of place. So the last thing you're going to do to get this mower deck off is you need to loosen your belt. And up front here, you have a pulley belt off of that. Alright, so I've unhooked everything, and the mower deck will just slide on out now. Can you finish getting this screw out right here? Just kind of turn that. Okay, so believe it or not, this is what trips everybody up because they can't figure out how to loosen this. That is, it's nice. So what I'm going to do here is take some Croil oil, just penetrating oil. Croil is my favorite penetrating oil. I'm going to let that soak in there for a second. Now you can buy the pulleys online. If you can't get this off, I'll put a link to the pulley wheels themselves. Then the big thing is securing the blade from the bottom so that you could actually, let's see, righty-tighty, so I want to go this way. And this is the tricky part. So we need to secure this blade so it doesn't turn while we're trying to loosen that up. Okay. Let's see if I can get this to...
Just trying to turn that thing without it, without the thing.
There we go.
Woo! There. Finally.
That is how you get it off. This spindle, though, is really worn down. I'm really not sure that that's going to work. That pulley. What happened is this piece fell through. You can see how I secured it there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, move. So that's what happened to our last spindle assembly. Just fell apart on the inside. Because it fell out the way it did, it looks like it's actually stripped the pulley. Yep. See, that's not even gonna work. So I really need to get another one of these before I can even continue with this repair.
Or we could just hop in a truck and go to Walmart or Lowe's or whatever you get those things.
Yeah, I don't know that they're gonna sell those there.
Well, maybe we could just have the ingredients of how to build one of those.
So, today, Amazon Prime, and we are back in business with our new pulley. So I can go ahead and finish replacing this mandrel or spindle assembly, whatever you want to call this thing. I believe that these usually take, let's see here. So this is usually about a 1/2 inch. So we'll find our half and that works. Now, normally with these bolts, I end up breaking them off because they're rusted in there. Now when you pull the mandrel out, you'll find this ring in there. You're going to want to put that ring over your new mandrel, which should have new bolts. Now, if you watch one of my other videos, I purchased one that had self-tapping bolts. I actually prefer these because they're pre-threaded. So I will post a link to this mandrel assembly below. I like this one better. They're all aftermarket parts, so they could all be a little different. Now before I put this back underneath there, I'm actually going to go ahead and attach my blade. I am switching my blades on this to these mulching blades made by Oregon. I think these blades are going to be much better for our needs because we mulch our grass. And I need to find my bolt for that washer. Something that I am not a fan of, and I've seen this on some of our other ones, is the way that this washer and bolt are set up. The bolt doesn't go all the way into the little hole there, and if you put it on this side, what I've had happen is I've actually had these kind of wear out, become loose, the blade becomes loose, and then it wrecks the mandrel again. This is my old washer, I believe, and the old nut actually has kind of like a weird flange thing that sticks out, which I think helps in that situation. So I'm going to look for that real quick. Here's what I'm talking about. See, this kind of has, it spreads the pressure out. That is a lot better. You can actually buy these bolts on Amazon as well, though I've noticed that a lot of the spindle assemblies don't come with these. I'm going to reuse my old one. You actually don't even need the washer on there. You can just put this directly on. It's real easy to put the blade onto the mandrel before you put it under, because you can just brace that blade so you can tighten it down. There we go. Now, we'll just slide that back up underneath. This over top. The nice thing about the pre-threaded is when you're installing it, you can kind of screw them in by hand. I couldn't do that with the ones that were self-tapping, that weren't pre-threaded. Makes installing a lot easier. Always work across like you would if you were working on one of your wheels. Now I can put on the new pulley. Perfect. Put a little penetrating oil on there just to help. And then what I'm going to have to do is brace the blade underneath while I tighten this all the way down. So I can brace the blade the same way I did taking it off. Just kind of Apparently I didn't secure that very well. There we go. Just get up on there nice and tight. And go ahead and reinstall the belt. So now this is ready to go back up underneath there. Our cover only secures on one side because if you watched our deck repairs, I actually burnt the plastic off on the other side. I need to order a new plastic cover at some point. It helps protect the mandrel and pulley while you're mowing.